We are live and it's getting a little slow getting started this Monday. So nice to see you, Adam from Greg from Argentina and Adam from Michigan. And Adam, you're not at the piano this time, but we'll enjoy seeing how you practice. Well, this is a complete raw practice because I'm not warmed up yet. So thanks for those of you who joined me yesterday for the anti-anxiety music. Totally spontaneous, and I'm a little wiped. So I'm gonna do my best to revive myself with some Bach starting, and then some Chopin. And if you'd like my 20-minute practice checklist, it's right at the top, the link at the top. Um, so I'm gonna let music help me get out of the state into being at the piano. So thanks for holding me accountable for today's one of those days that probably I wouldn't be here right now if I hadn't already scheduled this. So I appreciate you, Adam and Greg, and future people show up for holding me accountable. So I'm going to start with this arrangement to warm up my heart. I always believe you should warm up your heart before your fingers. And warm up your heart. It's a prelude in D minor of Bach that's been arranged by Salati. It's just so stunningly gorgeous. Now I'm going to go into that warmed up my heart. Hopefully it warmed up yours. I'm going to go into scales, hand in, and my other routine to warm up my fingers, but while still making music. I'm always conscious of listening and making music. Also, I'll share that I'm just playing these etudes just as a warm up, under tempo, under dynamics, not too slow, and there's still a range of dynamics, but I don't go quite as loud. And the trill warm up, glad you know about that one. I learned that from John Perry. It was invaluable for not only trills, but for just finger strengthening as well. It's one of my piano ninja tricks. So there's one section in there, the right before the recap, before it repeats that. I forget exactly where it is. That needs some work. I'm not going to work on that today. Every practice session, every section of every practice session has some intention, and that was just a warm up. It was not to work on. So I will make a mental note to do that next time I practice it. And I'm going to move on to some warm up in the F major waltz of Chopin, which I haven't looked at in about 6 weeks or so. So we'll see where it is. And again, it's going to just be under tempo and under dynamics. Couple things I want to point out, and so nice to see you. Music descending. Um, I am practicing in my PJs, and I just want to point out a couple things I'm doing. I am spontaneously breaking into hand separate. I do that all the time. If something, it's not only for technical purposes, so it's not only to break it down technically, but it's also my ear. So the more, we don't realize we carry so many voices. We carry the whole orchestra and the piano. And so the more we can break this down into less to listen to, the more that we hear. And I'm going to do the same thing with the last thing I'm going to practice for you is the Chopin Nocturne. I'm getting ready for an all Chopin concert at the end of the last Sunday of the month. And where are my nocturnes? So this is the C minor, the big C minor nocturne. These are my etudes. Give me 1 second. So my nocturnes are here, and this is a big one. It's big octave sections, and it's technical. So you'll notice I will go into hand separately quite a bit. We are. And I did read through this the other night, and I was happy to find out it's still in my fingers. Don't have to do that much to get it back in my fingers, particularly the octave sections. But I'm just going to do kind of a simple practice with breaking it down into simple sections. And it is one of the more challenging nocturnes. So be patient with it if you're working on it. But it's also one of the most rewarding. It's so beautiful. second to talk about something I'm doing. If you don't know, you haven't heard me talk about octaves, is I'm keeping my thumbs as close as I can to the blacks when I'm playing whites and vice versa. So I don't, helps speed up my octave so I don't have to do this, which is a very unnatural motion. I'm working on all horizontal motion. The other thing I'm noticing with my trills, I really don't need to practice the trills almost ever in music because I do them all in the warm up. So those seem to be fine. So the other thing is when I'm doing, you'll notice that one section, it's all white notes. I'm still keeping my thumbs pretty close to here because I don't want to train myself for a new habit. I just want to make it a habit all the time, whether I'm playing black notes or not. So this piece has them both. I'll do that one more time from that white note octave section going into the chromatic. hope you found that helpful. And I, that's it. I'm gonna call it a break. And that's kind of typical for the length of my practice sessions, between 20 and 40 minutes. So hopefully you got some inspiration from that, and thank you for helping me keep accountable. And I will be back on Wednesday for the next piano and PJs. I cannot find my piano PJ bottoms. It's just the craziest thing. I live in a small home and I'm really pretty organized and I don't know where they went, but hopefully I will find them by Friday. So thanks so much, and I will see you then. Happy practicing, happy smart practicing to you. Thank you.